Hello everyone, this is Subhankar Pandit, and in this video I will be showcasing BitPredict, a deep learning project for Bitcoin price forecasting. The goal of this project was to predict future Bitcoin price using historical market data and multiple deep learning models built with TensorFlow. So now we will proceed. Bitcoin prices change every day, making forecasting a challenging problem. That's the real issue of this project. And in this project, I used historical and experimental, sorry, means historical market data for experimenting with multiple deep learning architectures to learn these patterns and generate future price predictions. You can say the main focus was to build a complete forecasting pipeline instead of relying on just one single model. So this was all these algorithms were experimented over here. Now we will look at the data set and data engineering. Obviously, every forecasting model starts with good set of data. Therefore, I collected historical Bitcoin price, prepared the dataset, created chronological train and test split, and then generated sliding window for model training. This technique is based on all window and horizon for time series prediction. I have experimented considering different windows and horizon and using different deep learning architectures also. Now we will see the forecasting pipeline. The workflow is very simple. Historical prices converted into input windows processed by different deep learning models and finally used to generate future forecast. Simple. Each stage of the pipeline is designed to make the prediction more reliable and consistent. Every model means uses this same pipeline. Now we will see next what deep learning models I have used over here. Instead of only one single model, I compared multiple architectures, including first we started with the naive baseline model, simple, foundational benchmark, and fully connected network. Later on, I introduced the neural networks and the dense networks, and continuing with that, implemented the convolution layer, then the LSTM, and lastly experimented with NBITS algorithm, which is primarily built for this time series type data. And lastly, the ensemble models. And this helped me understand how different models perform on the same forecasting task. Now we will see the model training infrastructure. All models were trained on GPU using TensorFlow with GPU acceleration in Google Colab. I also used chronological validation, TensorBoard, and model checkpoint to monitor training and saving the day best performing model so far, and also compared models with previous ones to see which is outperforming which model. The evaluation metrics over here are the first one is the MAE, second one RMSE, MAPE. Instead of depending on a single score, I also looked at prediction intervals to better understand the confidence of the forecast. Now we will move on to the tech stack. This project obviously primarily built on Python language and TensorFlow Keras for the deep learning framework, NumPy Pandas for data manipulation and numerical computing, and the GPU hardware acceleration. It is needed for hardware acceleration via Google Colab GPU runtime. And lastly, Matplotlib for visualization. Why finance? This is where the data has been collected and organized. Now we will move on to the next. What are the real world applications? Although this project focuses on Bitcoin, the same approach Can also be used for stock market prediction, energy forecasting, demand forecasting, and many other time series problems we can solve using this. That's what make the time series forecasting useful across you can say different industries. This is what real world applications are for. And the last thing, to summarize this, BitPredict covers the complete workflow of deep learning based time series forecasting from data preparation to model training and future price prediction. Lastly, I can say that it gave me hands-on experience with TensorFlow, sequential data processing, and financial AI. And another thing I want to add that don't means try to ever rely completely on a means time series based forecasted system like this. To means actually it is only a forecasting, not a real prediction. So we should be aware of that instead of completely relying on these systems or this type of system or financial AI or time series type models. We should also focus on many other things before actually investing and actually making decision based on finance and the stock market and Bitcoin price, etc., etc. That's all from my side. If you like exploring the complete notebook model implementation, more technical details, then you can look into my GitHub and my portfolio, LinkedIn, etc. provided in the description. And the full project means I have demonstrated the whole notebook separately for means recruiters, interviewers, collaborators, and meant for technical discussion and can be provided on demand as they are made for specific purpose only. That's all I want to conclude this video. Thank you for watching.